Not long after we talked about the huge announcement of a Transformers animated movie in the works for hopefully 2022, Brian Goldner, CEO of Hasbro, also mentioned that on top of the 21 movies that Hasbro is going to be developing of their franchises, there is also, on top of this animated movie, going to be a live action Transformers movie. And they even have a release date for it. It's going to be June 24th, 2022, which is fascinating. They got it right down to the date, considering that this animated movie, which they apparently stated would be easier to make due to the current Big V issues, this one they actually have a date right to the dot. So that's interesting. As confirmed previously that we did, I think, about last month, it's still going to be a Beast Wars movie. And they have two writers right now working on it, and they haven't picked a script yet. But these two writers that they have are James Vanderbilt and Joby Harold. Now, James Vanderbilt, for people who aren't familiar with him, he was the guy that wrote The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, which was that first reboot, which had Garfield as Spider-Man there, not the cat, the actor, Andrew Garfield. He also was the plotter, I think, for the Spider-Man movies too. He did the original script for Independence Day Resurgence. Obviously, it wasn't picked in the end, so if you didn't like that sequel, it wasn't his fault. He actually wrote a different script from what the final movie was. And that's really it. I mean, he did stuff like The Meg, Truth, Zodiac, The Rundown, Darkness Falls, The Losers, White House Down. A lot of stuff that's kind of all over the place that really is hard to pinpoint what is his style, unfortunately. So, I mean, I kind of liked Amazing Spider-Man 1, but I think that was just more because I kind of liked Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man, but that's just my own personal opinion. I don't know if it was because of the writing, if anything. It's kind of not hard to write an origin Spider-Man movie at this point. But the other individual, Joby Harold, who's writing the other script, his writing credits are kind of limited. He did Army of the Dead and he did Awake. And that's it. That is it. Like, he has a very limited writing credit. He's more of a producer for stuff like Edge of Tomorrow, King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, John Wick, Chapter 3. Like, he's more of a producer on those. So I don't know if these individuals are qualified. I guess they are. They're in Hollywood. But, I mean, at that point, I just hope it's people that are writing a Beast Wars story that understand how important, you know, this series is to a lot of people. It really is, and especially the cast and the characters. And I mean, obviously Hasbro is going to be looming over them and giving suggestions here and there, and those little homages hopefully will pop up. But I mean, at the same time, I'm also kind of hoping that just like how this animated movie is going to be on Cybertron, and because if it's on Cybertron, chances are, I mean, if they somehow figure out to put humans in it, I will be disappointed. But chances are there's going to be no humans on the Cybertronian prequel movie. Let's hope that this Beast Wars movie, which they apparently report is going to be within the Bumblebee movie universe, as that's what they call it now, the Bumblebee Universe. Imagine that we're calling something a Bumblebee Universe now. It's supposedly part of it. Is it a sequel? Is it a prequel? I don't know. My fear is that it's a sequel to the Bumblebee movie, and we have some kind of 90s Beast Wars movie, which is going to be something akin to Ace Ventura Pet Detective, which I hope not. I mean, I'm really hoping for a prequel movie that is before the Bumblebee movie, that is prehistoric Earth, that doesn't involve humans, that gives us, once again, an excuse to give us a small cast, characterization, and focus on the characters. You know, it's crazy to think that these Transformer movies that we've gotten thus far, 99.999% of the product is the robots, but the robots are not the features of the movies. It's almost like if you went to see an Avengers movie and there was no products of the actual actors and stuff, all the products were just of the ships and the play sets and the stuff that they're riding around in. And, you know, once in a while a ship or a play set might have a voice command on it, and that's kind of like how these Transformer movies are. And I remember someone pointed it out, I think it was Revenge of the Fallen, they said that a lot of the characters are more movie props than they are characters, where the actors take front and center, and it's so true. So I really hope that this Beast Wars movie is not what I think it's going to be, and I really hope that it's going to be something that's a prequel, that's going to be done in prehistoric Earth, and that'll give a chance to not have human characters encroach. And I know live action Hollywood, they want to put their big name B-lister actor, to go, Transformers Beast Wars starring Tom Cruise, and it's just like, no, please no. Please no. Let's just get through this. Let's just, have a good animated movie. Think of all the great classic Disney movies from the past that Disney celebrates all the time. And you look at those voice actors and you look at those featured characters, and none of those were huge name actors. I mean, stuff like Shrek, and even to a mild extent, maybe I think it all kind of started a lot of ways with Aladdin when they had Robin Williams as the genie. But I mean, who was the voice of Aladdin? It wasn't some big name actor. If Aladdin was done today, it would have been Justin Bieber. If Lion King was done today, they would have got some big name actor to play Simba. It's always, that kind of system now where it's they have to have some kind of headline for the actor where it almost is more important than the movie itself and the characters. And to me, I rather, just have a really good movie, a talented voice acting cast, good characterization. That's it. We don't need the bells and whistles of anything else. And I don't want to feel like I'm going on a rant on that, but that's been constantly an issue that I've had with animation the past couple of years. And it's not like I hate, let's say the Shrek movies, but the Shrek movies too was all of that. And then you had guys like Eddie Murphy that at one point he even did a statement where he was kind of belittling voice acting when he was saying how he was doing the donkey and how easy it is and how there's no skill needed. And I remember a whole bunch of the voice acting community kind of took offense to that because they work so hard at their voices, and Eddie Murphy just kind of yelled in a microphone in his pajamas and then took his check. So that being said, let's just hope that this all works out. Let's just hope that this is going to be cool, and hopefully they pick a good script. I mean, James Vanderbilt seems like the more qualified of the two, so let's hope he probably puts something together. And when June 24th comes around, 2022, we'll be ready to maximize